Hello, hello. Give it just a minute. Let people join. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome, welcome. Oh, I'm glad you guys are getting new skincare products for your skincare routines at home. It's good to hear. It's good to hear. All right, guys. Hello, hello. I hope you're having a good Tuesday so far. I am Lilly Jamoua. I'm a makeup artist here in Chicago, Illinois, and also a licensed esthetician. I predominantly work on weddings for makeup. I do event makeup as well. I've also done production, so I've um, done stuff with a photographer. I've been published before. I've been on a short film as well, and then I did makeup for Married at First Sight season 18. So I have a little bit of experience, a little bit here and there in different areas, especially as a makeup artist. So what I want to do for you guys in all of my seminars is bring you guys a little bit of knowledge and make sure that you guys have that knowledge so that if you need to use it on set for whatever reason, you guys are able to do so. Also, when and if you guys are booked for a job and they tell you you need to come to set with a natural face with a little bit of makeup on, you know how to do it because I've taught you a little bit of basics here and there. Okay. That will make you guys a lot more reliable, and then that will make you guys more bookable, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. And then today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a little makeup basics, but today's going to be eyeshadows. So I'm going to share my screen. We're going to do a little PowerPoint presentation. And then at the end, I'm going to go on Google and kind of show you guys these cool step by steps that you guys can use as well, which is a lot of fun. Okay. All right. So, makeup basics. This is kind of like a little series I'm doing, I guess you want to call it. It's just makeup basics. So, I'm kind of going over different things. We've done foundation, we've done concealers, um, we've done makeup 101, which kind of goes through almost all of the steps. And then we do skincare 101 as well. So, if you haven't been in any of my seminars, those are the things that we touch on. I'm so glad you guys are here. If you guys need help and have a shoot coming up, hopefully they'll have a makeup artist there for you because that's so much fun. But if they don't, at least you guys will get some, knowledge and you guys will be able to get something out of these seminars. And then just wanted to remind you guys, try to keep the questions till after the PowerPoint presentation because it's hard for me to go back and forth. We'll have like a whole Q&A discussion portion at the end. So don't worry, we can all kind of talk to each other there. Okay. But today's makeup basics, eyeshadows and like eyeshadow makeup, breaking down popular eyeshadow styles, and then how to achieve them with what products, and so on and so forth. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about are our eye shapes. Your eye shape really can affect how your eyeshadow looks, and it affects where you apply it as well. Our eye shapes really dictate, like what the makeup is going to look like, for what purpose that you need it for. So these are just the basic six that people kind of know about and you would learn about as well. So closed set eyes are just eyes that are narrower and like a little bit closer together. So it says eyes narrower than one eye width are regarded as close set. Use light colors on the inner corners and extend the outer corners using dark colors. So the reason why you want to use lighter on the center is because they're so close to one another that you want to brighten it up so that you open up the eyes more. You want to think about that. And then there's deep set, almond eyes, downturned eyes, hooded eyes, protruding eyes, and they all have their own little definition and they have their own characteristics. What you need to figure out is what's your eye shape. It doesn't have to be exactly like all of these. It could be kind of a version of, and you can kind of, pick and choose which one you want to, label yours as. But again, at the end, like if you guys want to email me requesting this PowerPoint, I definitely can send that to you guys so you guys can like look into this a little bit more. But also, you can just Google it, like different eye shapes. Like you can say like almond eyes eyeshadow look, and you can Google that and you'll find so many different pictures, and you can really do a little bit more research that way and kind of hone in on the look that you're going for. But yeah, these are the basic six, and then these are what it looks like on a real eye. I wanted to show you guys that because the pictures are cool and everything, but actual real eyes is where it's at. So this is what would be considered round eyes. And it gives you like a little guide. If you see white above or below your iris when looking straight ahead, your eyes are round. Then we have hooded. Excess skin covers most of your crease, but some space is visible above your lash line. We have almond. Your iris touches both upper and lower lash lines when looking straight ahead. Upturned. If your outer corners raise above an imaginary horizontal line through your pupil, your eyes are upturned. Downturned. If your outer corners fall below this line, your eyes are downturned. And then there's monolids. A flat eyelid with little to no visible crease means you have a monolid. And so these are like a great example of the basic six. And then also it gives a little bit more detail and for you to find out what is your eye shape. So I would consider my eye shape more of an almond. I know that my iris touches both. I'm pretty sure I'm like in between round and almond. See, like you don't have to be exactly one, but I feel like I am in between. And it's a lot of fun. Like once you figure out what your eye shape is and you can figure out makeup a little bit easier, kind of like your skin type. Like when we were talking about skincare 101, when you find out what your skin type is, you're able to customize your skincare routine so much easier to yourself. And then you will feel like you're getting a lot of the benefits because it's actually working because it's pertaining to your skin type. Same thing with eyeshadows or eye makeup. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be super precise or, super like very dramatic and super detail oriented like you see online or on Instagram. Just to do something simple on yourself is more than enough. And when you do know your eye shape, you will make it look even better without, having to put in all of this effort that you think that you need to have or this expertise that you think you need to have. You just need to practice and you just have to understand your facial features. And by knowing your eye shape is one way of learning a facial features of yours. So there's different types of eyeshadows that you can invest in that you can use for yourself, and they all have their different purposes. So the most commonly used and you've seen before are pressed eyeshadows. So that's what you see in like a palette. So like these are what's considered palettes, and then these are just like single standalone eyeshadows. You can have palettes that are just two eyeshadows, a quad. You can have a really large palette with a bunch of colors in it. But pressed eyeshadows are powder pigments compacted into pans. So that's what these are. These are pans, these little circle things that the eyeshadow is in, making them easy to apply and transport. That's why they're super consumer friendly. They offer a wide selection of colors, finishes, including matte and shimmer for diverse makeup styles. They have more than just matte and shimmers. They have satin, which is like a little less of a shimmer. They have metallics, which are very, very dramatic, kind of like this silver one down here. Then they have more glittery type ones like this one. So they have like a lot of different finishes nowadays, but pressed eyeshadows blend smoothly and are convenient for both professional and personal use, making them a makeup staple. And then I repeated comes in different shades, but I wanted to add the metallic and the satin in there as well. Um, but yeah, so this is what you're going to see in stores. This is what you're going to see predominantly in makeup tutorials being used. Um, it is very, very popular to have a pressed eyeshadow palette. Um, it's just what's commonly used, and it's super easy, and it's very, very consumer friendly. So just, you can buy one at the drugstore, you can buy one at a Sephora or Ulta. You don't have to buy an expensive one. There are inexpensive eyeshadow palettes that you can use that have all the colors that you may need for like a simple everyday makeup look for yourself. Then we have eyeshadow sticks. So an example is like these guys. So this is what they look like. So eyeshadow sticks provide easy, mess-free way to apply color, making it like a makeup routine simple and like efficient. Sometimes you could just do like one shimmer all over the lid and call it a day, and it looks so good. Kind of like what they're doing here for these two shimmers. Their creamy texture allows for smooth blending on the eyelids, ensures the colors will last throughout the day. However, I do kind of debate that with people who may have oily skin. If you feel like your eyelids get oily and like your eyeshadow kind of like crumples and like gets into your creases, just use an eyeshadow base or like an eyeshadow primer that is good for making the eyeshadow stay longer. You can use the sticks on top of that. But a majority of the time, the sticks do also kind of have that primer almost built in so that the cream stick doesn't move around. But some of them don't have it and some of them do. Eyeshadow sticks come in various shades and finishes suitable for creating both subtle and bold looks. You can get a eyeshadow stick in almost every color, almost not all finishes, mostly like the shimmers and then the mattes. And they're also super duper easy to use. They're great, consumer friendly. They're a little bit more on the expensive side, only because I feel like you're getting so much product. And it's more expensive because you're getting one color at a time. Whereas when you're getting a whole palette from the pressed powders, you get you get your bang for your buck. You get like so many colors for that one price. However, eyeshadow sticks are a little bit pricey too. They're not that like cheap. So just keep that in mind. Like if you have one shimmer that you love, like totally buy it and like that's what you would use. And that's all you need. Then there are cream eyeshadows. So cream eyeshadows are not as popular. They're more popular in like the professional world, but also like more in like the 2016, 2015 era of makeup because it was so popular to go on YouTube and watch makeup tutorials all the time. And a lot of the makeup brands were sending all of this makeup to all these beauty gurus. And so eyeshadow, cream eyeshadows in a like little pot like this was super popular back then. So they are a smooth, blendable texture, easy application, natural finish. Um, the formulas are designed for extended wear, maintaining color, the vibrancy, and all that. But again, if your eyelids get oily, it will move around. So just keep that in mind. The eyeshadows can be applied with fingers or a brush, suitable for subtle or bold looks in any makeup routine. A shimmer eyeshadow cream or cream eyeshadow is great. I use one on almost all of my brides. It's by Charlotte Tilbury. I use that almost like a base before I go in with a pressed eyeshadow shimmer to like kind of seal that in, but then also make it look more dramatic and like give it more of a pow. But I use cream eyeshadows all the time. They're fun. Same thing though. Like you're just getting one color, so just keep that in mind when you're buying them. They are a little bit more on the expensive side. And I will say you can find cream eyeshadows and same thing with the sticks in drugstore, but unfortunately, the more expensive prestige brands do it really well when it comes to cream eyeshadow. So if you're gonna get a couple cream eyeshadows to like invest in and like you really like the shimmers, I would pay for the more expensive brands because they're always going to be good, like no matter what. So just keep that in mind. Oh, and sorry, same thing with this though. They come in different finishes. Like you can see this one, these are all shimmers, and then this one is more of a matte, doesn't have any shimmers in it. So same thing, comes in different finishes. And then we have eyeshadow pigments. These are fun. So there's glitter pigments, offer intense sparkle, making them perfect for bold, eye-catching makeup looks. Again, more popular in 2016 era of makeup. People don't really do that much pigment anymore because they like the more subtle, natural, clean look nowadays. But they're so much fun, especially for Halloween looks or any type of like fantasy look that you want to do or need to do. Then there are shimmers, like these in this picture is what I consider more of a shimmer than like a glitter. Um, they deliver subtle, luminous glow, ideal for creating soft and radiant eye makeup. Um, so yeah, the glitter is going to be a lot more, bang and a big pow in the face, but shimmers are still going to be a little bit more soft. Layering and blending glitter and shimmer pigments create multi-dimensional effects, enhancing creativity, adding depth to the eye makeup. So what I like to do if I'm going to do a glitter, like if I'm going to go all out, I will do a shimmer underneath the glitter because it's going to give more of that dimension. It's going to give again, a little bit more of a pow to the eye look, but also is going to give the glitter to kind of have something to sit on where it's going to let it shine. If you put glitter on like a matte, almost like nothing color underneath, sometimes the glitter can disappear and you can't really tell or you can't see it. So I would love to match like a shimmer color with the glitter color and like looks so good. And then also some pigments, like most glitter pigments, need an adhesive to have it stick to your eye. So that way, if glitter is not getting all over your face. So they do make glitter glues. That's what they're called. Or, like any type of pigment adhesive. You can also just use eyelash glue, any type of like latex based glue. You can use just like tap it onto the eye after you do the shimmer. And then you press on that glitter pigment and then it'll stick right to the eye and it won't go anywhere. And it'll look really good. Okay, we can have our Q and A's. And if you guys want me to go back to like a slide or anything like that, please let me know. But before we get into the Q and A's, sorry, I did want to go on Google and show you guys a couple of these cool tutorials. So you can go on Google and you can type the exact look you're looking for. So this is a gold smoky eye. And you can look at these pictures that are kind of like step-by-step tutorials. You obviously don't see a lot of detail, but it gives you like a basic, picture of what to do. And I love these. I love showing these to people because they are very useful. It's a great way for you to start to have some type of guidance as to what you want to do for makeup, especially on yourself. So super cool in this picture. This is the end result here, but they started with some brown eyeliner and then they blended that out. They used, I want to say, like a brown eyeshadow and blended that out as well. And then I think they made the lash line a little darker. And then I'm pretty sure they just were blending that still. And they put a little bit of shimmer in the inner corner and then they put a gold shimmer right on top of that. And then they put some mascara. They put the same colors right underneath the eye there. And they put a fake lash on and that's it. That's all they did. But practicing this is going to get you guys really far. It's going to get you guys familiar with your eye shape. And the more that you do your makeup on yourself, the easier it will become because you kind of get used to it. And the more you practice, you'll figure out what you feel looks good on you. Could you use this when applying costume makeup? Yes, you can totally use this. Anything, honestly, you can look up anything on Google and kind of use it as a reference point, even Halloween makeup as well. Do clowns and mimes wear costume makeup or face paints? They are like almost one and the same. You can use face paints in costume makeup. However, I do know that for clowns and mimes, they use like a white cream paint and then they really, really set it with a lot of powder. Face paint won't last as long, and if you're sweating or anything like that, it will run. So creams really last, so like they're longer lasting. Let me get off of sharing so that I can show you guys different step-by-step tutorials because they are so much fun and they're super duper cool. One second, let me reshare so I can find the page. Here we go. Okay. That's not what I wanted to do. There we go. Okay, so I literally Googled natural eyeshadow tutorial step by step, and there are so many of these pictures. Like there's this picture, which I think gives you a little bit of like a wing look. One second. What is this? Why does this keep go? There we go. Okay. Um, Super cool. So you can see they just started off with nothing, or they put like a bone colored eyeshadow on. Then they put a little bit of a dark brown at the outer corner. They blended that out. They put a little bit of a warmer color on top of here. They put the shimmer. They did the eyeliner and the mascara. So it really just helps you with like a step by step. You know what I mean? It gives you a guide and it gives you something to like look at too. So you feel like you know what you're doing. Um, if your face is not symmetrical, you can definitely do the same on one side and the other, but you can also try to adjust. However, sometimes it doesn't really work, but I would just do the same thing on both sides. Because sometimes you don't want to like overcomplicate it for yourself. That will be a lot harder. Okay, let's look up another one. This one's way more dramatic. Let's see if it pops up. No, it's a YouTube video. And then cool things like this, it shows you like the color and the brushes that they used, and they tell you like one, two, three, and they put labels on each one for you so you can see what they're doing. It's super easy. It's so cool. And then also when you go to different stores to buy makeup, there are some eyeshadow palettes that come like already labeled one, two, three, and it'll tell you where to put what eyeshadow and what color. So that way it makes it easier for you. And then I do have a brush class or seminar that I have taught here. And I've showed you guys my professional makeup brush kit and then my personal makeup brush kit and what each brush does and all of that. And if you're interested in one of those seminars, I would definitely highly encourage you guys to join us for that one. But yeah, so this is pretty much it. So, and you don't have to do natural, like we can do smoky eye, and you can see all of the different steps for smoky eye tutorials and different type of smoky eyes. Like a lot of these are just winged eyeliners, but you know, you can do a but like this one is such a great example. Love this example because it's super easy and they're colors that I feel like people are used to, a very taupe brown or like a grayish color, and it's not using any like harsh black color, so it won't really, you know, make you feel like you're doing or making yourself look like a raccoon. So these are so much fun. And I hope like you guys do look these up and you use them because they're so helpful and it gives you like a guide. I'm not sure when my next brush class is, but look out for it. Um, Hopefully I can do one soon. But if we have any questions, you guys go for it. Let's have discussions. Let's talk eyeshadows. If we have any questions, let's start that now. If we have any questions about eyeshadows, go for it. Have we ever put on eyeshadow before? Do we have makeup brushes? Have we bought an eyeshadow palette before? Do we know where to buy them from? Do you guys know the answer to all these questions? If not, go for it. I'm here to answer all of that. How long should we keep our eyeshadow? That's a great question, an amazing question, actually. So powders don't necessarily grow bacteria as much as like a cream or a liquid would, and it does have a longer shelf life. However, I really don't like keeping eyeshadow palettes longer than 2 years. Um, but if you keep them, I won't judge you for it. Because I have very old palettes. I don't use them anymore, but I still have them. They're like my little keepsakes. So I don't have any more upcoming dates right now, but I will have some soon. So just look up for any of those that may be coming up in the upcoming months. Does eyeshadow have a use by date? Almost everything does. But like I said, powder doesn't really hold as much bacteria as other materials would. So you could use eyeshadows for a little bit longer than you're thinking, or that it says on the shelf life. Um, do I recommend Ulta? I do. I love Ulta. I recommend Ulta. I recommend Sephora. You can go buy makeup from Target, from Walmart. You can buy makeup from Walgreens. They have makeup everywhere. And a lot of it is great, especially drugstore nowadays. However, it's all very expensive. So just keep that in mind that makeup is getting very expensive, especially drugstore. A good eyeshadow brand that is affordable that I suggest. There are two. Elf has really good eyeshadows, also, and that you can find in any drugstore. Also, Maybelline has really good eyeshadows, and that's drugstore. And then really good affordable eyeshadows would also be Morphe. Morphe you can find at an Ulta. That those are pretty affordable and they're really good. How easy is it to use lashes? Not easy at all. However, practice will always help. Having very low expectations will help. But there are three things that I tell everybody when it comes to lashes, and here are my three tips. One, I always trim them. So you will get lashes, and there's going to be the tail ends that are going to go right here. You want to trim that part of the lash, at least like one little notch, and you'll see the notches that are on the lashes. I always like to take at least one notch off the end because they are like a one size fits all. So some people's eyes are a lot smaller. So I always like to, without any lash glue, I'll put them on my eye to kind of just like see how big they are. There's a lot, I'll trim them off. Just at the ends. I don't like to trim in the insides. You want to leave the insides alone, just the outer edge. And then, second tip, when you put the glue on, you want to keep the glue on there for like 40 seconds before you put it on your eye. You do not want to put glue on the lash and then go directly to your eye. The lash glue is too wet, and you want the lash glue to be a little bit tacky so that way it sticks to your eye and you're able to move it around and it not be slipping and sliding, and it's not difficult to kind of set it in place. Third tip, which I think is the most important, when you're putting on your fake lash, you don't necessarily want to be looking straight into a mirror and putting the lash on like this. I'll use my phone as an example. You want to take like if it's a mirror, a handheld mirror, and you want to look like, here, I'll do this. You want to look down at the mirror like this. Like you want to put the mirror below your nose. You want to look at the mirror like this. When you're looking at the mirror like this, you can see your lash line. And what you're going to do from here is you're going to take the lash and you're going to go up here and you're going to place it on your lash line. And then you can adjust from there. Because you're putting it on up here, you're not blinking and like flinching, and it's easy just to place it. And especially because it's going to be tacky, it's going to go right on there and stick. And then you could just adjust from there. So much easier that way. It does still take practice, but I feel like those tips really go a very long way. What professional brands do I prefer? I have a lot of MAC makeup. I love MAC makeup. It's not my preferred professional brand. I love Makeup Forever. That's a really, really great professional brand that I prefer. I also prefer Danessa Myricks. She's more of like an indie brand that just became a lot more popular. She's in Sephora. And then what other? Hmm, I said Makeup Forever, professional brand. I think that's about it. I mean, everything else is pretty like consumer based, and a lot of makeup now is just amazing. So, but I think Makeup Forever is my preferred professional brand. Um, Someone said I saw baked eyeshadow. It said you could apply it wet or dry. Do you like using those? I love baked products. They are just formulated differently. So baked eyeshadows, baked blushes, baked bronzers are gonna look raised. So it's gonna be not in a pan. It's gonna be an eyeshadow kind of molded on its own, and it's gonna have like almost like a bump to it. And you can apply that wet or dry. And it just gives a lot more of a natural finish. It's very finely milled and it's baked. So when it's on your brush, it deposits less product. So it's going to give you more of a natural finish and it's a lot less product. So it's great for any type of beginner use, and I love them. But it just takes time for you to get used to it. And then you have to find products that you love that are baked because some are good and some are not. Um, yeah, no, I know. Someone said they've been trying to use lashes and it hasn't been easy. It's not easy. It's very hard. Yes, let the latex glue dry more. It'll be way easier for you. You're so welcome for those lash tips. I hope they help a lot. Yes, there is a spray that helps keep makeup in place. Those are called setting sprays. And then there's also something called a fixing spray. So you'll see setting sprays that are more in like just a regular spray bottle. And then you're going to see fixing sprays that are in aerosol type bottles. You can use both to set your makeup. However, fixing sprays, the one that in the aerosol that kind of look like hairspray, those are going to be your best bet to keep makeup in place. What's the best latex glue for lashes? Honestly, I just like the lash glue from the drugstore. It's called Duo, Duo. They also have a all green latex free um, lash glue if you're allergic to latex, but Duo is, pretty much the the goat, the greatest of all time. I've always used Duo for like the longest time. For all of my career actually. And probably everyone else's too. Any other questions? Sorry, my cat is like going crazy behind me. Any other questions? Here, let me see if I can take you guys off. Oh, she went down. I was gonna take the blur off so you could see how she was going crazy up there. That was really, really strange. Any other questions? We'll be wrapping up soon. Yeah, the lash glue is duo. That's right. I'm assuming you're asking if it's bad to sleep in makeup. Yes, it's really bad to sleep in makeup. Please don't do that. Please wash your face. Please do your skincare before you go to bed. Do not sleep in makeup. Remember, I always say your skin is your largest organ. We should be taking care of it, and you should not be sleeping in makeup because makeup is made of a bunch of chemicals and hasn't been regulated since like the 1920s. So let's not sleep in makeup. Um, But yeah, I don't know if you guys knew that. You guys should really look up makeup regulations. Kind of crazy. I don't know much about it, but I know it hasn't been regulated in a long time. That's why like there's the whole clean makeup act that's been going through, but at the same time, some clean makeup's not clean. So I don't know. You do your own research, but yeah, don't sleep in makeup. It's not good for you. Over time, everything in moderation, right? But like, don't sleep in your makeup. A basic look to come on set with neutral tones, so no dark looks, no colors. Correct. So neutral tones. If you feel like neutral tones kind of make your eyes look like gray or like it's making it look muddy and not like good, you can use warmer tones. But yeah, you want to use browns and like neutral browns, no crazy colors like pinks or blues or greens. And if they're asking you for darker type of makeup, I would stay on the lighter side and keep it actually extremely natural, almost like not using any eyeshadow almost. So just keep that in mind. And then also like keep in mind of like the character, or if you're doing a photo shoot or if you're a character in a commercial, you want to like match the makeup to what you're doing or who you're portraying. So you want to keep that in mind. I don't understand this question. Can you rephrase it for me? The Kai, if you can rephrase that question, I'm confused by it. And then I'd love to answer it. Any other questions? We're going to be wrapping up soon. Oh, okay. How long can a person wear makeup? They can wear the makeup for as long as it looks good, honestly. But as soon as you're done with it, take it off. But yeah, you can wear it for as long as, I mean, you can be working on a movie set and be on screen for 12 hours. And you mean you'd go in for like touch ups if you need the makeup touched up, but you would need to wear the makeup for the full 12 hours. But, obviously we want to take it off when the day is over. But you could have it on for as long as you need it and for as long as it looks good. Majority of the time, you don't really have time on set to redo makeup, so you want to make sure that you're able to touch it up in between set or like whatever is going on, just to touch up. Like even for weddings, when I do makeup for brides, at the end, when everyone is pretty much done, I kind of call back everybody to sit back in my chair and do last minute touch ups before they leave or before I leave, and they go on with their day. So touch ups are great. But I'm going to be wrapping up here. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. I don't think I have any dates coming up that are solidified. So hopefully I will have some soon. Look into that. I will do a makeup brush class and then a makeup 101 class as well. Hopefully I will also be doing a skincare 101, kind of like starting fresh. So I feel like there's some new names and new people in the chat over here. So I want to make sure you guys get to all my like earlier classes that I've done. But let me go back to the last slide so that way you guys can see my email. you guys can definitely email me and request this slide, any other slides that I've done in the past. Um, so then that way you guys have them with you, because I know sometimes you guys ask for the recordings of these classes, but I'm not given access to those recordings, so I don't have those. Those I don't know how to get, so I'm not the person to ask, but I can send you these PowerPoints that I've made for you guys, kind of like visual aids, really. That's what they are. I've made them into PDF, so you guys can definitely have them, use them, and use them as guides, whatever you need them for. And then just remember, you guys can Google step-by-step little pictorials of eyeshadow looks, so that way you guys have some guidance for eyeshadow. But again, thank you guys so much for joining the seminar. I hope to see you guys soon, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Enjoy the weather. Bye, guys.